Welcome back to another episode of Anacam Productions. In this episode, we catch up with really good friends, Roz and Bazza Captain, as they sail in to the Burnett River and anchor alongside Anacam on their beautiful, new to them, Endeavour Catamaran 30. After Roz gives us a tour inside this beautiful yacht, they talk about our old times together and their time sailing around Papua New Guinea, including their encounter with an uninvited guest.
Hello, stranger. You know I don't go anywhere without a camera, don't you?
Okay, come on down, have a look.
Oh, wow.
The galley.
Well,
Don't film the back part though.
okay, it's like Anacam. We've got our junk room.
So yeah, the galley. It's quite good.
This has actually got a bit of swing room.
Yeah, she has. And I like this because I still can be part of
The conversation.
everyone else as well.
What's that thing over there?
It's a washing machine.
Yeah.
It's my breakfast.
What happened to the bucket?
2 kilogram washing machine.
Unreal. Now, it's not a rude question. What's a little beast like on power?
That
Yes,
is
yeah.
pretty good.
I run it off the inverter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 240 and it's run straight off the inverter, yeah.
And it's fine. And
Yeah.
water, I think it takes about 25 litres
Yeah.
for a
Oh,
wash.
that's
Right there,
good.
the wash. That's on the quick wash.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Or
yeah,
cold wash, I should say.
mostly it's just a few towels and
Yep.
you know, that sort of stuff to,
Yep.
to clear up.
Gets
And
5 shirts in there.
Unreal.
You know, so it's
Well, when you get into the warmer climates, what do you wear? The odd
Nothing.
T-shirt early in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah,
wrong.
nothing. A smile. Yeah, and that doesn't go in there.
yeah.
yeah,
Love
so,
it.
Yeah, and so down here, the other cabin.
Yep.
Our cabin, I should say.
Watch
So,
your head, mate.
The master suite, yeah.
Master suite.
I'm used to beating my head on bulkheads.
yeah,
I do it in Anacam even.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there.
Oh, this is the master suite.
Yeah, and then we have excuse me, the laundry is still hanging up here to dry. So we have a full-size bathroom.
Yep. Oh, excellent.
Yeah, as well. So,
Yeah.
she's quite good.
Well, as you say, it's perfect. Ripper,
There's
ripper.
a microwave and
Yep.
all that.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, we finally get to meet again, you guys.
Yes.
It has been a while, isn't it? Yes.
This is the beautiful Roz and
The not
Bazza
so
Captain. I wasn't going to say that. Now, the last time we were together was up in the Whitsundays, wasn't it?
It was indeed, yes.
Yeah.
And I think we had a great time at the Shag Island Cruising Yacht Club.
We did.
2017
It was that year.
reunion.
Yep.
That
That's
was my
it.
first one, and that was fantastic.
That was the one where you had to turn up with what you were wearing when the ship went down.
That's right.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, and
Yes.
yes, some people wore amazing things.
There was a couple of interesting outfits that day, or evening. Now, after we did that little bit of a shoot with you guys up in the Whitsunday, you guys told us a story about your time sailing the Pacific, in particular up around New Guinea, where you had an uninvited guest on board.
Or 5 of them, to be precise.
Which one are we talking
Or
about?
are we
though?
talking?
Are we
no,
saying start from the
no,
start?
we were talking about Wewak, where yes, I had copped a dose of malaria, and I was laying down in the berth, shaking and rattling, and I heard something that sounded like a log bump up against the boat, and I said to Roz, I said, I think there's a log stuck against the boat. Can you go up there and have a look and see if we can move it? So Roz went up on deck, and what she saw was not a log. What was it?
I shined the torch down into the water where the noise was coming from, and it was a canoe banging up against the side of the boat. So without anyone in it, so I got the torch out and I'm shining it around trying to see what was happening, and there was this noise happening at the back of the boat as somebody was struggling to get down the ladder, stuck between our dinghy and the ladder. Some gentleman. It was just stuck there. hanging in space because he couldn't move.
With his machete up in the air.
Yep.
I jammed in between the dinghy and the stainless steel ladder on the back of the boat. And Roz was not
No,
impressed.
so I let out a bit of language. Just a little bit, asking him what he was doing on my boat. And I went up there and screaming at him, hitting him on the head at the same time with the
A dolphin
torch.
Dolphin torch are good for this.
And he's slowly going down the ladder.
Because you're hammering him down like a nail
I
or
did
ripping
manage to
it.
take his machete off him
Yeah.
in the process.
Yeah.
At this stage, all the yelling and carrying on that was happening has got me excited, and I crawled out of bed, went up on the top of the aft cabin, just in time to see the front end of a canoe sort of tilt up like this, and I launched myself off the boat into the canoe, and as I look around, the perpetrator has just managed to get into the back of his canoe, which of course did a flip like this, and he did a double somersault and disappeared into the water. Never to be seen again. We looked and looked, couldn't find any sign of him. We all thought, well, don't know, he's either swam ashore or he's drowned or something. We had no idea. But I asked Roz to pass me the machete that she was wielding at this point in time and proceeded to turn his canoe into matchsticks. Meanwhile, inviting him back for a cup of tea. Or words to that effect.
Yeah, I don't quite remember it like that, but
Yes, and advising him what would happen to him when he did return. Anyway, next day, having discussed this with a gentleman I got to know who was running one of the local trading transport companies, he said, well, I suggest you go and advise the local constabulary what's happened. Because it's probably a good idea. So I did. Went to the local constabulary and explained to the policeman in charge exactly what had happened and told him the story. And the policeman said, are you okay, Mr. Dawkins? And I said, yes, I'm fine, thank you. Is your wife okay? And yes, she's fine. Did he steal anything? No, he got nothing. In fact, we've got his machete and his paddle. So everything's okay. Yeah, we're fine. Oh, okay then. And he closes his file, sticks it in a drawing cabinet and said, have a good day, sir. I said, well, I don't know whether he's still alive. Oh, doesn't matter.
A different value on human life in different parts of the world.
Well, it certainly was. But the interesting thing came after that. As we went into town to do some shopping, obviously the famous Roz here, it spread far and wide. Because as she was walking through town, things had changed. The people saying, good morning, madam. Good morning, madam. How are you, madam? We got into the supermarket. There's a long queue of people, the trading post, a long queue of people waiting to get out. And Roz comes up with her shopping, and suddenly the queue disappears, and Roz is at the front of it. Go ahead, madam. Go ahead. And yes, it was rather strange, wasn't it?
yeah, I'm still not quite sure whether it was something to do with the fact that I had no clothes on when I was getting this gentleman.
We suspect that the story that got around was that this particular gentleman had gone on board the boat with the aim of stealing the dinghy, and this naked white woman had bashed him until he could no longer be on the boat. And we suspect very strongly that he had to leave the district after that, because
You ruined his reputation, Roz.
I think the shame was too much for him to remain.
Good on you.
So that's the story about the wee-whack.
A big thank you to Roz and Bazza Captain for allowing me to film them tell their story.